In this video I'll be attempting to break the Guinness World Records. It was the hardest of my challenges yet. This is the biggest Polish hot dog in the world. I will be exploring the ice house in the Tentsmuir National Nature Reserve. I'll be testing out new gear and a new tent. There must be, I don't know, 100 seals, so I hope you enjoy it. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm in Tentsmuir Forest and I'm doing part of the Ice House Trail, and I'll be looking for a camping spot as per usual. I don't really have a plan. I'll see where the trail takes me, and if I'll find something suitable, I'll camp there, so stay tuned. After the last video, I decided to buy new shoes, so check those out. Boom. Now you happy? I have found a strange object. I didn't realize this was a toilet. This is the ice house. Apparently back in the day they would fill that with ice, and when they went to the North Sea to catch some fish, they would then bring the fish here and store it here so it wouldn't rot. That's as far as my knowledge about the ice house goes. So I hope you enjoyed it. Must have been the entrance or something. There's some cool walls. Look at that, another thing, another wall. And another wall. This is the original sign from 1852. Climbing the ice house was not good for anyone, just because it was so cold. You could freeze on top of it. That was that cold. Let me know what you think. I think I should be a tour guide or some sort of a person that tells you everything you need to know about buildings. A very strange lighthouse. I wonder how one's supposed to get in there. That is a flaw in construction, I think. So I've completed the trail because apparently it only goes to the ice house. Who would have thought? Ice house trail. And then you just go back, I think the same way. That's a nice little trail, maybe what, 2 miles or something. There's the sea behind me, but I don't feel like going all the way there. So I'm just gonna go into the bushes, try and find a place to set up camp, if that's possible. Yeah, very interesting. Right, this looks like my camping spot for today. I've got a new tent today. It's Durston Mid 1 solid. So we'll test it out for the first time. It's a tent pole tent. I've never set it up. I've never opened the tent bag yet. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully good. Let's open it up. Let's see what is inside. We have got the outer layer, I believe, and the inner. Got some instructions. Some nice tent poles, some small ones and some big ones. First, I'm just trying to see the position of the tent, how big it is, because I've never set it up, as I said. So don't worry if it doesn't look great yet. I just need to see if the ground is flat enough for me to sleep on and see how it goes inside, all that stuff.
What's the quickest way to get back to the main path?
It's just around the corner there.
Just around the corner? Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No worries. Right. That wasn't too bad. It took me maybe 7 minutes to install the inner. Once you've got the inner installed, you don't really have to take it down ever again. So you just install the 4 pegs, hiking poles. You can also create more tension with the guy lines, which I'll probably do in a second. I just want to see, first of all, my sleeping setup, see if I'm comfortable enough on this ground, whether I need to move a little bit or anything. So let's see. I really like those magnetic clips here. They just clip, oops, and you're done. I'm so glad it's finally getting warmer. It was supposed to be raining a little bit today so far. It was only raining on my way here. There is still a pretty relatively good chance that it will be raining later on. But I've got a tarp with me. I might see and maybe set it up nearby on a tree, just so I have some space to sit under rather than in the tent if it decides to rain. Hopefully not though. Thumbs up! I've learned from my mistake and I brought extra socks with me this time. I'm probably not going to use them, but I brought them anyway. What's pretty cool about this tent is that it's got 2 openings, one here and one on the other side. You've got quite a large area here for storing things or for cooking food when you're inside the tent. And you can do it on the other side as well. It's got little clips here to hold the door together. There's another tie-out point which I'll do in a second. You could also use this to give it even more rigidity and structure. I've not got any spare guys, and I don't think I need that today because I don't think it's gonna be this windy. So that's pretty decent. Obviously I could use more guy lines, more pegs. There are still some places that you could tie up here. I just don't have any more pegs with me or any guy lines. I think that will do though. I like it. So let me give you a tour. You've got plenty of space here. You've got a baguette. Oh, you get in. You've got the meshy bit, another clip, magnetic for the other side if you want to open it. There's a bit for your light, another one over here. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You can sit in it. Nothing's in your face, nothing's in your way. Pretty nice, pretty sweet. I really like it. We'll see obviously how it goes sleeping in it, but so far I'm pretty happy. If you want to make a tea in the morning, you can just move the backpack and do it there. By the way, as I mentioned guys, I bought some new trappers. Look at them. Those are Ultra. I think it's Ultra Tim's 5 or Tim 5. Pretty comfortable. They're apparently waterproof. Well, obviously they're not very high, but they're waterproof a little bit. I need to rest for a second, maybe do a coffee, and then, oh boy, do I have some good food to show you. Many of you liked my spam burgers recipe, so I'm pretty sure you'll like this one as well. I wanted to shortly talk about why I haven't posted in a while. Obviously my channel is still very small. It's growing pretty quickly though, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. All of you that have subscribed, thank you for the likes and the comments. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned in other videos, I'm working 5 days a week, so it's difficult for me to find the right time to do this as much as I really enjoy it. And the other problem was my car. You might have noticed I used to have a Toyota Yaris from 2010. I bought it last year for £2,300. It was really not a good car. I've got only myself to blame for the fact that I bought it. Obviously the seller wasn't very genuine, I don't believe, when he was selling it to me for that price, because that car was a wreck, which I only realized after. Again, I've only myself to blame. I don't know anything about cars. I was really excited to get my first car. The car looked okay at the outside. Obviously, what would you expect of a Toyota Yaris from 2010? It's not going to be a Porsche, but it looks okay. The guy let me test drive it. First thing was the car wouldn't start. He said something about the key being in an ignition or ignition being on. I kind of wrote it off. The tires were not in the best shape, but they were still okay. It had an MOT for a year from the time I bought it. I decided to buy the car. I gave the man the money and I was on my way home from Glasgow to Edinburgh. At that point, I've not driven a car for about 5 years and it was my first time driving on the left side of the road. But I managed. On the way home, I had to fuel the car. So I pulled up to the gas station. I start fueling the car and after a few seconds I realized that there's a puddle under my car, petrol being the puddle, and I was extremely embarrassed. I thought I've done something wrong. Wasn't sure what I've done wrong, but I must have done something wrong. Embarrassed, I went inside the station. I asked the guy for some help. He reluctantly helped me fuel the car. Not even a week after I bought the car, the battery died. I called Rack to help me out. The man came and he started looking at the battery. He's like, this isn't a battery for this car. It's a start and stop battery. Toyota Yaris from 2010. It's no start and stop. I realized that the initial problem with the battery was not something with the ignition, someone leaving the lights on or whatever. It was just the wrong battery that the man put in, probably, or somebody else put in, battery that wasn't even suited for the car. Right from the first week I had to buy a new battery. It was about 140 or 50 quid. Could have obviously bought a cheaper battery or a used battery, but I couldn't have been bothered at that time. He said he could order it. A Rack team would bring it over and they would install it. After that, I phoned the guy who sold me the car and I told him, listen, you're gonna need to chip in. He graciously agreed to chip in 100 quid and I paid the rest. I believe it was the same week or a week after when I had to stop to fuel my car again. Full of dread, as you would be when the first time was a fail. I pulled up to the station. I take the nozzle, I make sure that the nozzle is in the hole, I made sure that there is nowhere else the nozzle can go, press the button and I look carefully underneath and there's a puddle of fuel again. So I went into the station, told the guy that there's petrol on the ground so he could put some sand on top of it. And then I thought to myself, how stupid can you be? How can you not be able to fuel a car? I mean, there's a nozzle, there's a hole, you put the nozzle in the hole and that's it. I started looking inside the hole and wouldn't you believe there's a fist-size hole right at the start of the fuel filler neck. So I thought, well, that's great. At this point, I've already spoken to the guy again after the battery situation because I went to Toyota dealer. There was some recall and they looked at the things and there were so many things wrong with the car. The guy who sold me the car assured me that obviously it's the Toyota trying to make money off of you, and I can agree with that. Dealers will want to make money off of you and want to repair everything, but it was an extraordinary amount of money, quadruple what I paid, I think, if not more, to repair everything. So he just wrote it off as, you don't need all of that. They mentioned something about the undercarriage being rusty, so he said you can come over and underseal it for you. So I did that. I went there. He undersealed the car, however, and whatever he did, because there's another point in this story. The guy has a garage as well, so he could have seen all those things beforehand. That's why I'm inclined to believe that he knew about the state of the car very well and still sold it to me. But hey, I'll take a blame anyway. I should have done my research a little better, much better to be frank. So at the point when I figured out that the fuel filler neck has holes in it, I really didn't want to speak to the guy anymore. So I didn't even bother phoning him. I just thought, me being very good with looking at tutorials at YouTube, I obviously started looking at how to replace a fuel filler neck for Toyota Yaris 2010. The job didn't seem extremely difficult, so I ordered fuel filler neck from Amazon for maybe 60, 70 quid. It came, I bought some tools from Halfords and I tried to replace the fuel filler neck myself. Unfortunately, me being an engineer that I am, I didn't manage. As soon as I started unscrewing certain bits of the fuel filler neck, it just disintegrated in my hands. If I still got a photo on my phone, I'll show it on the screen. It was just in a state that you could literally prod it with your finger like this and it would disintegrate. And some of the clasps where the fuel filler neck connects to the tank were just impossible for me to unscrew. So I went to a garage and headed down for 100 quid. So at this point I've already replaced the battery, I've replaced the fuel filler neck, and it was all within the first 2 weeks of me having the car. But after that everything was okay, the car was driving. My MOT was coming up in March, so it's March now. So I thought before the MOT happens, I'll try and replace the tires so that they wouldn't pull me up on the tires, which I knew would fail me. So I did that, all of them. I spent 220 quid on it, and the same week I did an MOT, which the car has failed. The man told me, you cannot drive this car, you shouldn't drive this car until everything is fixed, but you may have to consider selling it. So I thought about what to do. I thought about how silly I was deciding to buy this car, how ignorant I was about everything, and I decided to sell this car to We Buy Any Car. I booked an appointment, I went, the guy looked at the car, started going through his checklist and all that, and he says, okay, so I can offer you £131. I told him, listen, it's got a 1-year-old battery, it's got new tires, it's got a full tank as well. But he's like, I can't do anything else. And again, I'm not looking for anyone's sympathy or anything. I just thought I'll share that with you. I share my ignorance and my mistakes and my stupidity, frankly. But the good news is I bought a new car. After the experience with the private seller, I thought to myself, I really don't want to go into a private seller again, because I just don't know enough about cars. I started looking at dealers, and then I decided that I really want a Suzuki Jimny. So I went to Suzuki website. Suzuki does not import and does not produce Jimnys anymore in the UK because of some emission rules. I started looking at Suzuki approved used cars. Found a nice one from 2019, only about 35,000 miles on the clock, in a very good condition, Suzuki approved, 7 years warranty. The only problem was I live in Edinburgh and the car was in London. So the same week I booked a flight to London for under £40. I flew in the very morning. The guy from the dealer picked me up. We did all the paperwork. He walked me through everything. And in about half an hour to 40 minutes, I was on my way. All the way from London to Edinburgh took me about 8 hours. It's about 400 miles and I'm loving the car. So here goes my little rant about my ignorance and about my new purchase. It was supposed to be raining today. Fortunately, so far it's not raining. But I brought a Snugpak Enhanced Patrol Poncho. I thought I'll show it to you guys in case you are looking for a poncho or something. Comes in this little bag. And it looks like this. It's a poncho. It's got a pocket here. Boom. You can put your hand through it. It's got another little Velcro pocket on top. The Velcro doesn't seem the best quality, but hey, what would you expect? It's just a little pocket for your phone. It'll do the job, protecting you from rain. It's big enough to protect you and your pack if you wear one. Some ponchos don't have sleeves. This one has sleeves. It's also got little loops for your thumbs. It's a little tight if you do your hands like this. But other than that, you can pretty much dance in it. So I think it's pretty decent. There's a little Velcro on the head as well. There's some little pulleys in here. Pretty nice. I like it. I think it's a decent alternative to a rain jacket. It doesn't take very much space. It covers most of you. I don't remember the price of it, but I don't think it was excessively expensive. So that's that. Snugpak Enhanced Patrol Poncho. That's a mouthful. I'm going on a little exploration. My camp is just over there. The sea is over there, you can probably hear it. That looks like a decent camping spot as well. Just a little bit more exposed. The whole week up until today was pretty nice, quite sunny. And today, unfortunately, it's not. It's not very cold, but it's about 10 degrees Celsius. Just everything is very grey and foggy. At least it isn't raining. There's the North Sea. Very nice. Ooh. There's some seashells. Should be a tongue twister. This is a rabbit hole. Look at all the poo. Hello? Spiders. It's cool, this poncho. I was getting a little chilly before I put it on, and now I'm slightly too warm. Nice. This is my knife from BPS Knives. Those knives are made in Ukraine. I've been silly enough to let it to the state that it is when it's getting some rust and it's very dirty. I should probably clean it before I start sharpening it, but I don't have any way to clean it now, and I want to sharpen it now. If you're looking for a cheap bushcrafting knife, I think this was about 40 or 50 quid. It's a really nice knife. Not that I know much about knives like this, but this one seems really nice. The handle is beautiful. Obviously don't let it get to this stage. It comes with, well, this model comes with a fire striker, which you can easily use with the spine of the knife. Oops. Woo. Just fun. If you want to impress your friends, bring out the knife, throw some sparks. Fun. Guys, good news. For the past 2 weeks, I've been on a diet. I weighed myself today, and my weight is currently 105 or 6 kilograms, depending on whichever reading of my scale I want to believe, because there were two. I weighed myself first, it was 106, and then I weighed myself again, it was 105. Those are the perks of a cheap scale. You have more options. That's it. So I go with 106 just to be on a conservative side. So I probably lost about 5 kilos in 2 weeks. Obviously, the first kilograms when you're a little heavier and you start being on a diet are easier to lose. I'm eating less. I'm trying to be a little more careful about the things that I eat. I don't eat any sweets anymore. I don't eat crisps. It's been primarily either mashed potatoes with steak and some veggies, usually just a tomato, or lately my favorite was sesame chicken broth with some noodles and some chicken and with some boiled eggs. Nothing fancy, nothing extremely low calorie, but the main thing for me is just to eat less. I still have a beer or two in the evening. I hope I can keep up with it, get used to eating when I'm hungry rather than when I feel like I want to eat, because there's many moments where I'm like, oh, I would just like to eat something. I'm watching something on YouTube, for example, and I feel like I don't know what to do with my hands, and it would be so much more enjoyable if I was able to snack on something. Hopefully I can learn not to do that and lose more weight, especially with the West Highland Way coming in soon, the end of May. If you're following my channel, you know I'm gonna go with my dad and my uncle. They're flying all the way from Poland to join me on the trip, so it'll be good to weigh less. My first milestone will be under 100, and then I would like to go slowly towards 90. That'll be awesome. Some of you were very kind to me in the comments saying, oh, you're not fat. I disagree politely. Thank you very much for your nice comments, but I am obese. That is just science. I am obese and I don't want to be. But today I don't care about dieting, and I will be trying to break the Guinness World Record for the biggest, the longest Polish hot dog eaten while camping in Scotland, in this particular place. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that if I manage to eat it and prepare it, this will be the Guinness World Record, maybe without any official Guinness stamp. But let me know if you think that this is the biggest Polish hot dog in the world that you've ever seen me eat. Okay, let's get cooking. For the preparation of the biggest Polish hot dog in the world, you will only need 3 things. So simple. Polish sausage, kiełbasa toruńska best Copernicus sausage, or it can be any other Polish sausage, it doesn't really matter. A super long hot dog bun, or in my case a baguette, obviously all grain and whatever grain, because I'm on a diet. And you will need the cheapest tomato sauce you can get. Now, in order to cook it, the best way to do it is on a campfire. Unfortunately, I do not have a campfire, but I've got this. Take a baguette or whatever and slice it into the shape of a hot dog bun. I bought it yesterday, so it's starting to be a little stale-ish. Right, that will do, as long as it opens a little bit. Don't cut it all the way through. That's not going to be a hot dog, okay? Right, there's an optional ingredient, which is olive oil. This one is infused with garlic, very posh, I know. Let's go. Today we don't care about calories. Woo! Open the sausage. Very important. For the Polish way of doing a sausage, you need to cut it a little bit, a few incisions. Repeat the process. Look at them, beautiful. Alright guys, the big moment. It's time for the assembly. Take your hot dog bun, stuff the sausages or hot dogs inside it. And now the cherry on top is the tomato sauce. A little close up, I hope you can see it. There she goes. Look at that. Do you think this is the biggest Polish hot dog ever made while camping in Tentsmuir National Nature Forest Reserve? I think so, but you let me know. Time to dig in. This is living. It's a little bready, this. I'm just glad there's no people about me. No! Right, what I'll do, I'll eat the sausage, but I'm not gonna eat the bread, because that bread is too much for me. I'll share it with the birds. Chip, 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 chip. Oh, I'm so full. Oh. Last bite. We did it, guys. We made and ate the biggest Polish hot dog ever made while camping. Well, I've not eaten the whole bread, but most of it. Do you think I managed? Do you think I managed to beat the Guinness World Record? You tell me. Oh, it was challenging. It was the hardest of my challenges yet. But we did it. We did it. I thought those are rocks from afar, but those are seals. Look how many of them. Look at this one. And he's still just chilling. He doesn't care. This is so cool. I can't see a living soul around me apart from those, I don't know how many seals. There must be, I don't know, 100 seals. I've never seen this many seals in one spot in real life. This is so cool. Really nice place. I mean, it's perfect for camping. This beach is huge, and there's the forest, so you can stay closer to the forest to avoid the winds. If you live in Scotland or you're visiting Scotland, it's a really nice place to visit, either just for a walk and possibly some seal spotting, or for a camp. I'm in my sleeping bag. It got a little cold outside. It's currently 8:15. I'll sign out for now. I'll probably watch something on my phone. I've got a little snack, my cheat snack, Belvita biscuits, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, guys. How you doing? I was just looking for my phone and then I realized I'm recording with it. So apparently I slept almost 10 hours. It was so comfortable inside. Before I went to bed, I heat up some water and put it in my water bottle and then tossed it in the sleeping bag, because it was getting pretty cold sitting outside without any fire or source of heat. I started watching a movie, but then I was just too tired and I went to sleep. I had a little bit of condensation on my sleeping bag just because I was touching the wall of my inner. I didn't detect any major condensation inside the tent. I had the vents opened on both sides. There's quite a lot of ventilation underneath as well. I really like this tent. The next step for me to upgrade my sleeping system would be getting a wider sleeping bag, because in this sleeping bag, although I love it, it's really comfortable and very warm. If I put my arms inside it, I feel like I'm still a little bit tight in here and I can't relax my arms entirely. So if you know of any good sleeping bags that aren't extortionate but are wide, or a good quilt, please do let me know, because apart from that, tonight was probably, if not the best night at camping I've ever had. Right, I'll finish my coffee, I'll pack up and I'll head back to the parking. Right, so that is me packed up. Leave no trace. Obviously I'm taking the bag with me with all my rubbish. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my Guinness World Record breaking hot dog, Polish hot dog. Thank you very much for watching.